host code if you do want the class kit. It's $35 order. If you boost your order to $50, you will get a package of the embellishments that I'm using on the project. So here you go. Here's your host code. And here is the shopping link. And here are the cards. Whoops, sorry about that. The lighting's getting a little bit shifty. Here are the cards we're going to be creating. So we have a just a note card, a hello card, and hope your day is on point. Let's see if I can pull over a little bit. So cute cards. These are based on the Cactus Cuties stamp set, which is in the mini catalog, and on the beautiful abstract beauty paper. So many pretty designs, kind of like a water brush effect. And the coordinating colors, I do have a little bit of embossing going on with the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder and also the Hive 3D embossing folder. Some of the elements on the cards were cut using the beautiful shapes dies that coordinate with that paper. The Abstract Beauty, it's a gorgeous paper. It comes 4x6 in the pack, and you can see this has been well loved because I've used quite a bit of the papers there. All right, so let's get started. And sorry I didn't have my drink here earlier. The mixologist just presented the drink. So here we go. This in celebration of my recent travels is the Mai Tai. Kind of like a fresh topical drink. So hopefully you've grabbed a bev and you're ready to watch and enjoy a full-size class. So cheers, happy Friday. All right, so for card number 1, we're going to start off with this card here. And I'm not sure how many people like cacti and succulents? What do you think? It's a plant I can wrap my brain around because I can finally keep this kind of a plant alive. Some of the other plants are a struggle for me, but the cactus I can keep on alive. And so I've really started to appreciate the cactus, and this little stamp set has different types of cacti. That makes it kind of fun. And we're going to be, I think this is the Seguro. The others I'm not quite sure of. We do have some blossoms on the cacti, and we've got some texture going on. So let's start with a basic white card base. Hello, Debbie. It's so nice you can join. The card base is your standard card size, so it's going to be 5.5 by 8.5, and I pre-scored it right down the middle. Today I have been creating videos all day long, and I've learned most cards take me about 17 minutes to create once, and that's just creating, not designing and prepping and all that. So I know you're going to be with me for about 45 minutes if you can. I hope you can stick it through. Otherwise, you can always catch the replay over on the YouTube, which is Just Stamp with Anna Marie as well. All right, so we need a basic white layer. This one measures, I should have written my measurements on here. This one measures 3.25 by 5, and it has been embossed using the Painted Textures 3D embossing folder. And you do need the full size cut and emboss machine because it's a full-size folder. I'm also using 2 shapes from the Beautiful Shapes dies, and they've been cut in the Abstract Beauty paper. There's lots of choices on this paper, and it's going to be hard to make a decision on which patterns to use. And you're going to see these cards can be created with lots of the different patterns in the paper pack. So I have the larger hexagon, and then the flip side is one of the smaller ones. I have a small strip of the gold foil pattern. This one measures 3/4 by 5 inches. I've got a little bit of the elegant trim, the gold, and probably it measures about 14, 15 inches, and that's just going to add a little bit of sparkle to our card front. We need a small 1/2 inch by about 3 inch basic white for stamping our sentiment, and we need a little piece of basic white for stamping. So let's take care of our stamping first, and then we'll move on to assembling the card. All right, let's see here. I'm going to start off with my cacti, and I am stamping. Let me show you my color scheme here. And I've got my shades of green going on with mint macron, just jade, and shaded spruce. Now you're going to note, or I'm going to tell you, just jade is one of the retiring in colors. It's still available, and I love the shade. It really adds the trio of the greens here, because in nature there's not really just one green, so it's nice to have the different shades, the darker, the medium, and then the light mint macron. So for this particular one, I am stamping in just jade. It is one of my favorite retiring colors. And let's see, I'm going to pull in a Pierce mat because this is a photopolymer stamp set. And I'm going to ink up and stamp the cacti. And I'm also going to stamp the other style. I'm not sure what this one's called. This is the one we're going to have the pretty blossoms peeking out of. So I have my 2 cacti. I also need a little pot. And the pot is going to be stamped in crushed curry. These are all colors that I'm pulling out of the designer series paper. Let's see if I can make a little space here to stamp. The tabletop gets crowded fast, right? Does it happen to you too? You're just crafting away, and pretty soon I'm down to like a little 6 by 6 inch area to stamp on. So there's my pot. I'm also going to stamp my sentiment that says just a note, and I'm going to be using basic black, tuxedo black, memento ink. This is going to be snipped apart, so it doesn't really matter if I've got precise placement. It's going to go right onto that little 1/2 inch strip. So I know that the new in colors coming in are absolutely gorgeous. They are bright colors, and I'm kind of sad to see this series of in colors going out. Beautiful colors, the Just Jade, the Bumblebee, Magenta Madness. Misty Moonlight is probably one that's going to be missed by many. And there's one more. I can't recall the 5th. We'll see if that pops up a little bit later. Now we're also going to need some of those cute little blossoms. And I have stamped in Magenta Madness. Oh, there's my 5th retiring color. I answered my own question, and this one's kind of tricky. It's not tricky to stamp, of course, but it is tricky because, oh, cinnamon cider. Thank you, Pam. You are on it. That's another one, another beautiful brown. So I'm stamping multiples because my little blossom is actually stacked. It's not just one blossom. Yeah, I guess my brain is still on vacation. Hello, Betty. Things are just kind of a little foggy in my brain. All right, this builder punch, it has a little blossom. It has one of the cacti and one of the smaller petals from the cacti and one of the pots. And because it's a builder, sometimes you have excess rubbish. If you try to pop the entire, that's not going to work. Maybe. Let me trim that off. because you can see from my strip, I'm getting lots of rubbish because it interrupts the flow on that builder punch. Let's see if I can do it the other direction. I just need to get this in at an angle, and it's not going to happen for me. It's not the right angle. Let's see. Maybe if well, I'm going to have a little bit of waste. See what I mean? That's what I don't like, and I think there's not going to be any getting around it for now. But it beats hand snipping these little flowers. Let's see if I can get it in an angle. There we go. That way I won't waste too many. I do want to layer up with about 3 of the little flowers. There we go. And that's my stamping. Let's do some assembly, beginning with our card base. All right, so first off, I'm going to add my gold foil strip to the left, and I'm going to leave about a little over 1/4 of an inch. And I'm looking for my adhesive, which is right here. And then I'm looking for my friend, the silicone mat, because Seal and I just get along so much better with this mat. I hope Betty says she's got the new in colors today. What do you think, Betty? Do you have a favorite? I actually like all of them. They're nice, beautiful, bright colors, and they do go together well. All right, I'm going to leave about a little over, not quite a half, not quite a 1/4, so right in between. And there we go. This is going on with flat adhesive, you notice, the Stamp and Seal. And then my next layer is going to be my texturized layer. This I'm going to pop up with dimensionals. So we're going to have lots of dimension, lots of texture going on here with our cactus. And then these are the standard size. Sometimes I like the minis because you don't really need to waste a full dimensional on the smaller bits, but this wasn't a big area to cover with the dimensionals. Now I'm going to layer this atop, and again, I'm going to line the top and the bottom with that gold foil layer, and I'm going to give about the same border on the right. Then I'm going to add my hexagon with it's a beautiful brush stroke pink. So really pretty. This is going on with flat adhesive. You could use the Seal. I happen to have my favorite, Tombow liquid glue. And this is just going to go on flat. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, this class of Cactus Cuties is a different style than another series of cards I've presented over on the blog. So let me see if I can locate the link to get to the blog, which gives you a different style of crafting. The cards on the blog were created by one of my team members, and she has a totally different style, very vibrant. Mine are a little bit more muted, and I'm noticing where the gold happens to lie, because I want to make sure that I don't cover it up with my cactus layer. So that's going to go on flat here, and I want to make sure it's not wonky. And let's see. I am just trying to get organized over here. Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to have to do some fussy cutting on here. And let's see. bring in my cutting snips, and to cut the cactus, it's actually pretty simple fussy cutting, not too detailed, just some curves, not a lot of intricate cutting. So if you're one who doesn't like fussy cutting, you know, I think you could still stamp on maybe a white circle or white shape without having to fussy cut, but you don't get that beautiful layering result. And let's see. And I'm not seeing all the comments. I saw one go by. Betty mentioned her in colors. I'm not seeing all of the comments right now. The new catalog goes live on the 3rd. And we're going to have lots of new stamps and colors available to us. It's always exciting getting a new catalog. Of course, if you are a demonstrator, you've gotten to do a little bit of shopping, right, Betty? And it's always a little quandary trying to decide what to order. Off our pre-order, we don't get access to the entire catalog, but we get a great sampling. And there were some really pretty sets, some cute sets. We got a sample of some of the pattern papers. So I do have quite a bit of the new product already. And, oh, I'm going to mention it now. If you are interested, I have an irresistible offer for you. Starting on May 3rd all the way to May 31st. Yeah, Betty says her wish list is long, and that coincides with what my irresistible offer is. When you do have a long wish list, sometimes the best decision you can make is to buy the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit. So you join Stampin' Up! It doesn't mean you have to demonstrate or sell. It just means you're going to get a discount when you shop. And the irresistible offer during May will include your usual $125 worth of product here in the US, plus the in color ensemble. So you will get your pad, the designer series paper, the refills, totaling about $64, in addition to the typical $125 of your choice of product, all for $99, no shipping, just tax. And that begins on May 3rd. So I mentioned that. I know a lot of people think there's got to be some catch. There is no catch. It's just a great deal. Again, if you're going to be shopping, it might be the deal for you. Now, if it's not for you, trust me, I would love to continue taking your orders. But yes, Pam, it is a wow. It's an irresistible offer. So if your wish list is long, like Betty's, sometimes the best option is to go with that starter kit, because you get to pick what you want. No one's telling you what you have to get. So it is a great offer. I will be posting more information on the Facebook page and also on the blog, what I'm looking for, my dimensionals. And yeah, take advantage of it, because who doesn't want all the in colors, right? They are beautiful. Hello, Terry. They are beautiful. So I'm thinking I might want minis here. I've been doing a lot of chatting. I'm going to put some minis on the little petals. And whoops, doubled up there. There. And this is going to go on to, I'm just going to take off for now the leaves. So I think I'm going to go over my 17 minutes on a card. I hope you have plenty of time to sit back and relax. And so I'm going to layer up here. in front of the, I think this is the Seguro cactus. And then I'm going to help myself out here. I'm going to put my little gold foil on, but I'm going to help myself with a couple of mini glue dots. Yes, Betty, exactly. Discount shopper is what it's all about. So plus, not only do you get the discount, you get the pre-orders. You get to join a community of lots of happy stampers. My team, the Stamperistas, meets monthly, and we do make and takes, we do swaps, we have challenges. You don't have to be local. We do a Zoom meeting too for some of us, because we do have some members who are out of state. Arizona, let's see, Tennessee, Texas, all over. So yeah, it's kind of a fun thing. It's a very sweet group of friendly ladies who all love to craft and of course love to shop and get the discount. All right, so you can see I just kind of put the elegant trim on there, and I'm using my glue dots to train the trim where I want it to go. There we go. And next I'm going to add my plant. It's going to go just so. I've already got one little dimensional back there. I'm going to add another to the back of the cactus. Right there and here. And right through here. I'm going to go ahead and add my cactus there. And then I'm going to bring in my little flowers. I think I did 3. And I'm going to layer up. So they look pretty sweet just on their own, but I like to make it a full flower. And by that, or for that, I'm going to use my mini glue dots. And just to kind of angle the next layer so that I have a nice full flower. And one of the interesting things too about these little pretty little flowers is they come in so many colors. There's beautiful oranges, yellows, these vibrant pinks. I love the cacti. And it's not a plant I used to like as a youngster. I thought they were kind of boring, but I love them now. All right. Thank you, Trisha. All right, so here's my last little blossom I'm going to put on with a dimensional, a mini, right in through here. And you know, part of the deal with this too, I'm going to try and squeeze that down, is the beautiful paper. I mean, that gold that comes through is just so fun and such a pretty sparkle to the card. All right, next I'm going to go with my sentiment and the just a note. I'm going to trim it up right through here and turning right through here. And then I'm going to snip it at just a and note. Thank you, Betty. I do like the soft subtleness of it. And as I said, I am going to put the link to my blog so you can have a look at a different style with the Cactus Cuties created by Debbie, who happens to be on my team, Debbie Scott. Lots of Debbies on the team. She is just an amazing stamper. She's got a very creative eye, and I love her style. So I'm giving you an alternative style with my softer tones and a little bit more white, which is what I normally tend to lean toward. That's my comfort zone. All right, then I am going to add some embellishments. Let's see if I can find these adorable adhesive backed hexagons. They are part of the suite with the Abstract Beauty. And I'm going to go with the black. It's getting crowded on the tabletop. Let me make some space here. I'm going to go with the black. I like these little embellishments, 3 sizes. 3 colors. I'm going to grab, it doesn't really matter which ones you use. This is one of the larger ones. I'm going to get a middle size. And I'm going to get the smaller. And there you go. There's my first Just a Note card. I think it's pretty cute. Let's see, did I do something inside on this one? I think this one's a blank inside because it's a note card. The other two, I'm going to offer a suggestion on what to do on the inside. You could always add another layer as well too on here. So there you go. Just a Note, card number 1 in the Cactus Cuties class. And let me put that aside. And we are going to go on to card number 2, which has a card base. Thank you, Pam. That's Just Jade. Look at that beautiful green, the retiring Just Jade. And let's see what we're using on this card. And this one's not going to be Just Jade. I have to wrap my brain around that because I wanted to show how this paper has so many options. This is, what's the blue called? Is it Bashful Blue? I've been in demo too long. What's the blue called? Let's see. I have a feeling it's not Bashful Blue anymore. Let me check it out. So I have to go to my reference guide, the catalog. This is the outgoing catalog, which has been well loved. Let's see. My blue is a balmy blue. You can see it's one of the settles, balmy blue. And that is a color in one of the patterns of the Abstract Beauty. So you see why I went with the balmy blue there. I had used all of my patterns that has the Just Jade and that Blushing Bride in there. So card base is blue, and this is going to be flat adhered to a basic white layer. So let me give you the dimensions on this. The pattern paper is 3 inches by 4 1/4, and Pool Party, Pam, it has a little bit more green to it. And actually Pool Party, I'm not sure if it's a green or a blue. What do you think? But it's one of my favorites. I think Pool Party goes with so many amazing colors. It's kind of like a sky color. This one has a little bit more blue in it just because I pulled that out too. But I think I could use Pool Party. I like that there's so many colors present in the pattern. So the white is going to be just 1/8 of an inch bigger than the pattern paper. So if this was 4 1/4, this one's going to be 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. And it is, see, you can see there's our balmy blue. It is flat adhered. So I'm just using my seal. And you see, once I got trained with seal, it did become a favorite adhesive. When I first started with it, we did not get along. And that was a little bit of a problem because I just boycotted it. All right, next. And this may or may not make a difference. I like the way glue dots kind of give a little bit of lift to the projects. So it's a beautiful blue that doesn't get used often enough, sadly. I need to turn to it more often. So rather than use my Tombow liquid glue or my seal, I'm going to use the mini glue dots. Like I said, it gives just a little bit of height. And having said that, oh my goodness, I am at the end of my glue dots. So you know what that means. I don't know if I can get off. Have you ever tried that? No, it's not going to work. Never fear. I have a brand new roll of mini glue dots. Yeah, I have a stash of everything. So that was the end of that roll. Let me go on to a new one. And this is one of the new ones. So the dots are on the inside of the ribbon. Whoever thought of putting them on the inside was just genius, because the glue dots do just grab and attach to anything near them. So it's kind of nice that we have that option. Okay, so now I'm going to center this on my card base, just like so. And I've got another one of those hexagon shapes and basic white, and you can see how I texturized it with that embossing folder, the painted texture embossing folder. This goes on flat, and you could use any of the adhesives. And you know what? As soon as I put this down, right around so, I am going to take a sip, take a break. Been working too hard. There's my little Mai Tai. There we go. Much better. So nice to relax on a Friday afternoon. Okay, so next, I am going to take, again, my gold trim, and this time it's probably about the same length. I've got about 15 inches, and I'm just going to make a big floppy bow, 2 big loops, 2 big ears, right in here. Right there. And this is going to go onto my layer right here. I'm going to put it on there with, you guessed it, with the glue dot. So I need all of the adhesives. They all have a different purpose. And glue dots are always my go-tos for ribbons. So there's that. Now we're going to need to do some stamping and some embossing, punching and embossing. So let's get started here. We're going to start off with a small piece of gold foil. I am going to punch one of the little planters. Wow, this is really tight. It's probably only about 1 1/4 wide. It's plenty. Just need a little tiny piece. Now that's going to be my pot, but I wanted to texturize it. I'm going to show you the finished card. Doesn't that look cool with that little like gunmetal finish? Trisha says she can't craft without glue dots. I know, I need it all. Good thing I joined 20-some years ago, because that was my mantra back then. I want it all. I need it all. And what I'm going to do with this little pot, I'm going to put it into my Hive 3D embossing folder. By the way, I think I mentioned the recipes and all the ingredients for this card. These cards, I've got a link posted. You just skip over to the store and you can see everything I used. That way you don't have to keep making a note of what I'm telling you. You can see it. And I know when I'm visual, I like to see everything. There we go. All right, so there is my pot. I did my texturizing. Sorry about the background noise. That is the trash man coming by. It's already nearly 5 o'clock and he's just getting by. I remember back in the day when they were here like at 6:30 in the morning and we'd rush to get our cans out there. Now, I guess since the pandemic, everybody's on a different schedule. All right, so let's keep going. We're gonna have, I mentioned we had some stamping, some punching. Let's do a little bit more punching, right? I am going to use a small scrap of Just Jade. I totally agree, Pam. I caught the bug. Have I shared this story with you? I think I've shared it with everyone that'll listen to me. About 21 years ago, my mother took me to a Stampin' Up! Workshop over in a little town called Colton. It was presented by a woman named Kim, who was an amazing artist. I had just moved into town after living away for so many years. I left my job, I left my friends, I left everything I loved up in the Fresno area of California. And my mom kindly invited me to a Stampin' Up! Workshop on a Sunday afternoon presented by Kim. And Kim offered about 3 projects, snacks, and there were other women there, and we just passed the afternoon crafting. And I fell in love when she handed me the catalog, and I started to go through it, page after page. I was just in awe. That day, I think I bought one little stamp set. I bought the catalog, and I brought it home, and I marked it up. I turned page by page, and I told my husband, you know, I think I'm going to join. I'm going to buy this kit. Now, at this time, the kit was over $300. I don't remember what, if I got to choose or not. It didn't matter because I wanted everything anyway. And there has been no looking back since. I bought that kit. My mother became my best customer. Well, second to myself. And pretty soon I had a little group of friends that were coming over to craft with me. And I started my little card club. And it's been going since for 21 years. So crazy, right? That it could go that long. Much longer than a lot of the jobs I held in my day. So wasn't a job when I started. It grew into that. All right, my friends. So I've got my little branch that I'm going to be creating. I said we needed to punch. We need to do some stamping. And let's see, on this I am going to stamp, again, my cactus, and I'm going to go with this little 3-leaf cactus. And I'm going to do 2 inkings. And I'm going to stamp my little greeting that says hello. So right on here, and I'm just going to use a little 1/2-inch strip for this. And I'll be trimming that out. And then I need also some more of those little flowers. So I'm trying to figure out what is the best angle to grab my flowers. So let's see if I do, I'm trying to gauge it. It has to be at an angle so I can slip that in and avoid, let's see if I do it this way, and avoid punching everything. So I think, yeah, let's try that. Magenta Madness. And I need 3. These are just going to be single layered flowers. And you will notice on this punch, it actually punches smaller than the stamped area. So I might be fine on this. Let's try this out here. I'm going to insert and try and avoid some of that flying rubbish. There we go. I think I got it. So there's 1. Yeah, Trisha remembers back in the day. Yes, it is. I think it's easier now. You get to pick what you want. I mean, if you wanted to pick a cut and emboss machine and just go for it, that's 120. Well, it's actually going up in the new catalog. Whoops. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to add that to your 125 of product. Uh-oh, I lost one of my flowers. Let's do another stamping. But you could get a mini, or you could just get all the miscellaneous stamps and papers and inks that you want. Actually, you don't have to buy the new In Color inks and papers because that's a bonus beginning May 3rd. All right, and there's my 3rd one. That is just out of control with this little popping up there. Okay, so now I'm going to hurry and add these little flowers to my punch. By the way, did I mention this little Just Jade punch is the bow punch, and I love it. It has a nice little branch of leaves and a smaller little trio of buds, and it punches out, and I have been using that punch to death. It's perfect. I know. I'm calling it the irresistible offer, Trish. Like, it's always a great offer. $125 for $99 worth of stuff. Remember, you don't have to pay the shipping either. And when they add a bonus, like the In Color products, that just puts it over the top. It's almost like a no-brainer, irresistible offer. Okay. So I've got my little trio of flowers there. I am going to have to hand snip my cacti. And you know what? You can say cactuses or you can say cacti. Either one works. And these are stamped in Just Jade. One of the retiring In Colors. Not sure if this is my favorite that's going away or if it's Misty Moonlight. Could it be Cinnamon Cider or could it be Bumblebee? You know, Bumblebee, it's very similar to Crushed Curry, but it's different. So it's going to be sad to see these colors. Pam is saying she thinks she can't refuse. Irresistible, Pam. And if your wish list is going to continue, it's probably the best decision for you. And again, I love taking customer orders, but when there's a lot of stuff that you like, it's probably best for you to get that kit and get all the bonuses. Once you're signed on, I don't want to overwhelm you with all the nitty gritty. Once you're signed on, if you want to maintain your demonstratorship that they call, and remember, you don't have to actually be a demo. You're just a smart shopper. If you want to stay in the club, so to speak, once a quarter you need to meet the minimum requirement, which happens to be $300. So that's quarterly. And that doesn't even start your first quarter. Wish list is huge. I know, Pam, so you saw the catalog, right? That's the determining factor. If you've looked at the catalog and you know, and I made my list, I actually put it on a spreadsheet. I know. Talk about being an overachiever. Now I'm going to put my flowers on this layer because I want them kind of sandwiched in. If you forget and you don't do it, it's not critical. It just gives you a little bit more layering here. Right through there. And then here, I'm going to add that on with a dimensional. So let me go to my minis. Right in here. Yes. And let's see, this is going to be at a little bit of an angle here. Right there. You know what, Trish? It really didn't even take me that long. And because I had the spreadsheet, it meant that I was able to kind of check them off as I was getting them on my pre-order. And so I could see the progress I was making, right? I liked my little spreadsheet. So easy to do. And it's not like I'm a huge numbers person, but my Mac makes it so easy. Okay, so next I'm going to add this with dimensionals. So I'm going to put some dimensionals back here, and I can do both sizes. I'm going to put a nice big one on the pot, and then on the leaves I'm going to put minis. So I love using the minis. You get so many. I know, and you know what? Oh, Pam, you just said the magic word, that Christmas catalog. The new catalog is exciting, but wait till you see the Christmas catalog. In my opinion, that Christmas catalog is always the best catalog of the year. I have a friend who has been with me since almost year one, so now we're talking 21 years, and she and I say, this time, I'm not going to buy everything. I'm going to hold back. I'm not going to buy everything. And you know the end of the story, right? Because by the time that catalog is set to be retired, we have purchased nearly everything in the catalog. That catalog is always, the Christmas catalog, the holiday catalog is always a doozy. So many creative things. So yes, famous last words. You're absolutely right, Trisha. Yeah, because it doesn't happen that way. We're not happy until we have it all. And so that's just the way it works. And hey, stamping, stamps, crafting makes me happy. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so I'm coming along here, doing a lot of talking as well. And let's see, do I still have my hello? There it is. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with myself because I still have it. I still have that little greeting. If you've ever tuned in on a Friday, you know that my stuff goes missing. And I just wind up stamping a second. Okay, so I've just kind of trimmed that down a little bit. This is going to go on again with dimensionals. So you too, once you are a demonstrator, you will have your stash of mini glue dots and your stash of dimensionals ready to go because we're always running out, right? Okay, so I'm going to add that right like so. It's coming along. I'm liking my little card. Let's see, I'm going to do the inside. And this little card says, hello. I hope your day is on point, and I am going to use that beautiful Magenta Madness because now you will see I'm referring back to my Just Jade card. This one has it in Just Jade, but I think it will be so much more impressive, so much more stunning to use the magenta. It's a beautiful pink. And I'm going to put it right up here. We go through a lot of the adhesives, don't we, Trisha? And I will say, I have stampers who might pick something up at the dollar store, and invariably, and I'm thinking of my good friend Debbie, what she says is the problem with the cheap adhesive at the dollar store is that it's cheap. And so when you spend so much time and put so much love into a card, you don't want to have the cheap stuff on your card that's going to fall off when somebody opens it, right? So you want to use the nice quality product, and that's what Stampin' Up! Offers, all the nice quality product, all the coordinating product. It's just irresistible. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put this down at the bottom, about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. And I'm going to, not finished yet, I'm going to add a little plant right here, like so. Now I'm happy. And this goes on the inside of the card. Let's see, I've got my seal right here. I need to get it started. Right through here. And I'm going to attach this right in here. I'll have about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. All right, we're almost there, right? The last little finishing touch is that little pop of pizzazz, and I'm looking right here at my fun embellishments. And I need my Take Your Pick tool, which is right here. All right, so I'm going to do the little pink hexagon. So I'm using all the colors. They're all sweet colors. There, use a smaller one. And I know I always say in 3s or 5s, but I'm gonna put an extra one right up here. And there's my hello card. Hope your day is on point. Sweet little card, very soft, subtle colors. I think it goes nicely with the other. And look, just as pretty in Just Jade as it is in Balmy Blue. Cactus Cuties, it is a sweet set. So there's my second card. We have one more card to go. Let's make way here. And I say that because I am going to be cracking open my greens. There's my Just Jade, my Mint Macron, which is the softest green, and then I've got my Shaded Spruce. Thank you, Pam. Oh, so sweet. Okay, so I've got my greens here. Oops, if you could see. Mint Macron, Just Jade, Shaded Spruce. And the reason I want all my greens is because I've got a garden of cacti here. So another Hope Your Day is on point. Open it up. We've got a cute little cactus plant with the yellow flowers. I said those cactus have beautiful flowers in a variety of colors. So here we go. Let's get cracking on card number 3. And we'll start with our materials. Right there. My card base happens to be crushed curry. It is a beautiful golden color. Not quite bumblebee, not quite daffodil delight, not quite more mustard. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. All right, then I'm gonna add my Abstract Beauty paper. This was my favorite pattern when I first got the pack. I love all those little brush strokes and variety of colors. And the gold, it just pushes it over the top, right? So I'm gonna add this with a flat adhesive. There is my seal to get that on here quickly. It's gonna get centered right onto the card front. Oh, thank you, Trisha. There we go. Then we have a layer of going gray. Wow, flashback, basic gray. And I'm not sure if you can tell. This has been texturized, but it's not really part of the project. I just happen to have this scrap in my bin, and I thought, you know what? I need a basic gray. And this layer is pretty much going to be covered, and it's actually kind of cool that it's got a little bit of texture on this layer too. So this happens to be that, I think it's already retired, Stars in Plaid. It was kind of a funky folder, maybe from the holiday catalog, but I think I just must have embossed. I must have gone embossing happy, and I had an extra. I need that layer, so that's what that is. Then I'm going to be stamping on my basic white. Now this is the layer that matters. This measurement is 3 by 4 1/4. And again, that means this one's going to be 1/8 of an inch bigger. So 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. That's going to get layered on there. We have a basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. And what I've done, this little layer of pattern paper, the flip side happens to be crushed curry with those cute little X's. I didn't want to waste. I mean, this was all that was left from that. So I trimmed it to 3/8 of an inch. This is going to go inside my card so I can coordinate the inside of the card as well. And I'm just going to add this right here, right now, before I lose it, right? It's about 1/4 of an inch in from the left. And I'm going to put the other strip about 1/4 of an inch in on the right. And I'm using my grid paper to help me out with the placement. It's not critical, you could eyeball it right in there. All right, so let's get stamping. We are going to start with our focal point art. I'm going to put my, let's see, I'm going to put my mat down, and I'm going to bring in my other cactus. And I'm going to start with my darkest green, which happens to be the shaded spruce. This one is coming in off the side, and I'm going pretty much to the base of this layer and stamping down. Then I'm going to also take the smaller petal or shape, same green, and add it to this end of the cactus. There. Now I do need a scrap. Hopefully I've got that handy. I'm going to do the same cactus in shaded spruce. This one's going to be punched. And I need the other little style of leaf. So one has like little dots and one has like little strokes on it. It's going to go right there. And let's see, I need one more of these. And I'm looking at, let's see, this is going to go, I'm trying to strategize here. When I look at the punch, in order to insert without creating a lot of rubbish, I'm going to go insert right from the top. Get that little petal. And the other one has to be fussy cut. And I should have done it the other way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this over and stamp on the other end so that I don't create all that rubbish. You'll see what I mean. So then I'm just going to go ahead and insert, and I will punch and create. There we go. That cactus is going to be on the other end of the garden. So I've got that. I still need to do a little bit more stamping on here. I'm going to do my next cactus. I think it's a Seguro in Just Jade, directly onto the focal point there. All right, and then I'm going to take that third style of cactus, and I need to actually clean it because I'm going to be stamping in the mint macaron, which is the softest green. And this is going to go at the end of the garden. And then I'm also going to do a couple that I hand snip so I can have a little bit of depth in the garden. So 1 and 2. So I have 3 shades of green. And we're going to need some little flowers, but I'm going to hold off on those just now. I don't want to get them lost. Right. Okay, so again, fussy cutting. All the way over, and doesn't take long. They're pretty easy cuts. Right through here. There's one, and I'm going to do another. All right, so let's see. Final days of the current catalog. It ends on May 2nd. There are many things gone. There are many things still available. I just put it in order for a customer this morning. So I know that some of the favorites are still there. There we go. And I'm going to do a little bit more cutting. Let's see. I needed, oh, I almost cut right on that area there. Let's see. I'm going to do that one over again. And this one is in the shaded spruce. Oh, I know what happened. I had to flip that over so that I was on the right end of my scrap. So right here. And so our garden, again, it's going to have lots of depth different elevations. That's why I stamped directly on the main basic white, and then we're going to add some with dimensionals. All right, let's have a look and see how we're coming along here. Bring that in, and I'm going to add that little cactus. I'm going to put it over there, but I'm going to add it with a dimensional, and I'm going to use a mini. And it goes right over that direction. And let's see, I'm going to add my shaded spruce again with dimensionals. I can use standard size. I think one of the things I love too about having or being a part of Stampin' Up! Is that I just can get a discount and have all of my supplies available when I need them. There we go. This one is going to be added just flat adhesive. And I'm going to flip that over. Actually, let's see, I forgot one stamping. Let's see if I can still add it flat on my cardstock. And right in here. This one goes here. Oops, I forgot my dimensional. Oh, that's why, because it's flat adhered. I'm going to have the dimensional on the little flower, and I think it might be a good time to add my sentiment. I hope your day is on point. And I'm going to need to clean that because the last time I stamped it was in Magenta Madness. So I'm looking for my chamois right in here. There we go. And I'm going to ink up. And I'm going to bring my sentiment in just a little bit lower this time. And make sure it's straight. There we go. Hope your day is on point. And let's add some of those cactus. These are going to get added with dimensionals. And here we go. And just going to bring him in, create the garden. Different. There we go. And one more. And I need to snip off just a tiniest bit here and add the dimensionals. One more. I am pulling them off 2 at a time. It's like doubled up on me. All right, one more. Runaway cactus. Right in through here. Want a little bit more gap there. And I'm going to close up this ink. All that's left to stamp are my crushed curry flowers. So I am going to bring in, first of all, I need to clean that stamp because the last time I used Magenta Madness. And let's stamp with crushed curry. And we need about 4 here, so let's see if I can get this right. So I'm trying to space out a little bit more so I make sure I get my 4. There we go, and I'm going to bring in the punch. And let's go ahead and insert, bring that up. Nope, not. There we go. So there's one. Let's keep going. It actually is kind of nice to have the punch for the little tiny flowers because they would be a little bit more cumbersome to hand snip. There, and one more. Oh, that one was a little bit rougher because I had more paper going through. So, runaway flower, where did it go? There we go. 4 little crushed curry flowers. And these are, with the exception of this one, it's going to be layered up. Right there. 1 layer. And the other are going to be single flowers. So let's make a little blossom, a little bit whiter. All of these get put on with mini dimensionals. And sometimes even a mini is too big. Okay, so let's add our Cajun craze flowers. So sweet. This one goes right over here. And then the double one I put in the center. Right there. And this gets mounted onto our basic gray layer, flat adhesive. And I'm going to have the tiniest little border peeking through. There we go. And this then gets added with dimensionals. So I'm going to use the standard size. There we go. And this gets added to the card front. Centered. And we're almost done. Last step. Well, not quite the last. I do want to add a little stamp inside the card. I'm going to add that Seguro cactus in Just Jade. Right over here to the side. Oh, yuck. Where did that come from? How are we going to fix that? Let's see. So we need some crushed curry flowers. And let's see. These are pink, so I need to this gets added here. Another pretty little flower here. And let's clean that up. This is where my crafting skills come into play. Let's see if we can create a couple little flowers. So I'm just going to stamp a couple extra. Who knows where that magenta madness, almost like it came out of nowhere, right? I don't think my hands are inky. There we go. So this is when I use all those little strips of leftover cardstock. There's one, and then I'm going to do a second one. There we go. And here's what we're going to do. Put a little tiny glue dot. I think a glue dot would be better. And I'm just looking around. Here we go. This one will work. Put it right there. Here's a random flower. Oh no. There we go. And so we'll do another little ode to the flowers, the cactus flower, kind of flying in the wind. And we still have plenty of space to write a message or sign the card. This goes on the inside. And flat adhesive. Right through here. I'm going to have about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Oh, I see where that magenta came from. I've got inky hands, inky fingers. There we go. And one more step. We're going to add some embellishment. Again, with those fun hexagon embellishments. I'm going to put 3. 1, 2, and a tiny one up there. And there you go. There's card. Yes, nice save. Thank you, Pam. Sometimes those little random flowers or embellishments are just too sweet. So there we go. That little smudge. No one will know, right? It was designed that way. Yeah. Okay, so there are our 3 cards today. So we made 3 cheery note cards featuring the Cactus Cuties. And I did some alternatives because you can create with any of the patterns in the paper pack. They're all focused on those pretty bright, subtle, soft, subtle colors with lots of white going on in the background. And it's such a sweet stamp set. So your deal, if you would like the kit to make the cards, you can either let me know. You can pay $20 for the kit, or you can just place a $35 order. The cool thing about this one is the bundle is actually about that price. So let's see, page 66. The bundle is $31.50. So if you order the bundle, order the paper, I will gift you the embellishments, or get it up to $50. I will gift you the adhesive backed hexagons to embellish all your cards. There you go. So if you have any questions, post them below. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to catch the replay, maybe you came in a little bit late, the video will be up over on the YouTube channel, Just Stamp with Anna Marie. It takes a couple of hours to upload. And I will also post the link for the second option with Cactus Cuties that's available over on my blog. You're going to see 2 different styles with this cute bundle. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Here's to a nice, relaxing time. Cheers.